Hello, everyone. Today I've decided to offer a transmission about how to strengthen your personal field or auric field and how to increase personal power. First of all, we decrease our personal power when we empower other things outside of us. It means that when we give importance to things that are outside of us, we kind of project our own consciousness and connect it to all these objects and people and places. Or sometimes it has nothing to do with living people, it has to do with your dream world. You have created an idea about yourself and you start feeding that idea by connecting your imagination to your conscious power and dispersing it kind of on a subtle level. So there are many, many ways how people lose personal power, how people lose joy of self-existence, how people disempower themselves and also drain their bodies, drain their minds, and therefore need to kind of compensate that loss through, say, food or stimulation or even spiritual search, because a being, or let's say a person who has realized who they truly are, who has come back to their essence, don't search. They don't need validation. They don't need confirmation from books. They don't need knowledge. They are knowledge and being aligned through this blissful, joyful state of existence. As long as we look for validation, as long as we search for something because we feel like we lack, we need something or someone to add to our lives, we're not spiritually aligned. And it doesn't matter how much time you spend or how much you fool yourself into the belief that you've achieved something spiritually. As long as your stomach craves, you don't just feed your body, you crave. As long as you need validation from anyone or anything, as long as you need some kind of a confirmation, be it a book, be it a person, you are not aligned with your higher being or your soul, your consciousness, whichever way you want to call it. And the door to the real spirituality, to the high existence, reality, divinity, again, the way you want to call it, is locked. It doesn't matter how many spiritual experiences you had or disjoint information that you gathered, how many people used you and validated you and told you that you're close to enlightenment or you are this and that. As long as your being is leaking, as long as you are draining, as long as you are not composed, as long as you are not aligned and grounded, you don't know your personal power, or even if you've tasted it for a glimpse, you are not established in it. To perceive your personal power, you need to return into the body. You need to unplug your being from people, places, dreams, situations, and stop empowering them and feeling that that matters more than your existence. The moment you've restored value in yourself, or the moment you've restored this feeling of deep, profound contentment, bliss, existence, knowledge, without wanting to know, to grab more, or to look for validation of this, you've achieved the state of foundation. And when you have that state of foundation, the doors to the higher learning are open. The higher learning is the learning with less resistance. Before you get to the foundation, you will have a lot of resistance because it's the resistance of mental, emotional nature. You're dealing with the residue of your own past existences. It doesn't matter whether you believe in it or not, but whatever is there still within your current being, consciousness, all the residue of your ancestors through your bloodlines, received information, knowledge, corruption. And until you're dealing with all of that, you haven't gained contentment, which lasts, or mastery, because mastery means it's a foundation. You are standing on 2 feet and you are aware of these feet. And now you can build further. You can grow. Now, foundation, the result of this foundation is that mastery over a rage and unhealthy compassion, because you've reached the state of equanimity. You've reached the state where you've mastered the body and aligned it with the bliss, because at the beginning you are not aligned and the bliss is overpowering, overwhelming to the point that you can't function on the physical level. Or you just run into extremes and get overwhelmed and ignore your duties and responsibilities. The foundation is a state when you don't ignore anything, nor you pursue. You live in a state of surrender and humility. And that's the sign of intelligence. And when you have that intelligence clear, you're able to learn. To learn doesn't mean to obtain information. It means to be tuned to the space of existence and be able to receive anything you need from that space. But you don't need anything. If you need to know, you know instantly. Now, self-worth means not that you just keep on repeating affirmations that I love myself, or this matters to me more than other people. You feel it. It's deep absorption, because nothing is more valuable than you and your immortal existence. Immortal because your focus is on your immortal essence, or your soul consciousness, rather than anything outside of you. Yes, you may register whatever is happening outside, but you're within yourself. And the more you're established in it, the more you emanate that. And that's power. Unspoken, silent. And this power is also knowledge at the same time, because power and knowledge are inseparable. Knowledge is also intelligence, because in this case, this knowledge is beyond any information, beyond any human context. It's a knowledge of the pulse of existence. Different vibrational levels. Because you don't look at the reality the same way. Your reality is no longer divided into things. Not that you don't register the division, but you look at things from that more wholesome perspective. And what matters is vibration rather than a separate element. Now, this transmission plants a seed of the restoration of that power that all the living souls have lost in the process of dispersion, degradation, and corruption over the past many thousands of years. Time has come to transmute this, whatever barriers, dissolve them, and restore this power. This transmission is for the living souls, for those who are truly humble, conscious, and aim at purity, not at limited power, not at validation, but at real knowledge, at the essence that might never find recognition in the world of clowns, shadows, and separate elements. Those are very few souls, even among the living ones. The deserving souls will feel this transmission. It will pulse in them in a particular way. Their hearts will align with their upper glands, and certain shifts will happen. Miracles will happen. Positive changes, alignments will happen. This is not a transmission for the greedy ones who only chase highs and bliss, yet fail to generate and cultivate the remembrance every day. This is for those who truly are humble and ready to refine themselves further for themselves, where this journey doesn't need to be recognized by anyone else but you. And now enjoy the buzz. Thank you for being here, and blessings to all the well wishes. Remember, your higher consciousness protects you. And as long as you remember this, your protection is impenetrable. Thank you very much. Bye.